All right, welcome in. This is another Sunday night video prepping us for Monday night skills. And for this week, I wanted to work on some D retrieval skills and some breakout options or principles, habits, whatever you want to call it. The most common thing that I hear questions, I've already gotten some this year on how do we improve our breakout? And I think that's a very complicated question because there's no such thing. First of all, there's no such thing as a perfect breakout. And a lot of times it depends on what you're talking about. Is it a retrieval with no pressure, like the other team took a change? Are we in D zone coverage? Are we off of a face off? I think there's so many variables that go into it. So working on standard breakouts, like a 5-on-0 breakout, is not very helpful because I don't believe that actually ever happens in a game. So I'm just going to show some video clips here on some different types of ways we get out of the zone. And this is only 6 clips. So there's about 90,000 I could show of different situations. So the first one's just going to be a dump and the other team is changing. And so there's no pressure, but what I want to notice about our defenseman going back here is you just missed it there, but he shoulder checked the strong side. So he notices that 11 in red is going off the ice. And then you're going to notice that he is going to shoulder check the weak side just right there. So he sees light pressure from this F1 on red. So he knows he's got a quick play up to our 6 player in white. So it seems like a simple play, but you'd be surprised, and I'm sure you've experienced on how complicated that can get if we aren't clean on it. Again, emphasizing shoulder checking and realizing that you do have time, but you don't have time to just dilly-dally back there. You're shoulder checking both sides. You understand what is the open play and how do we make that quickly so we can be easy out every time. When teams screw that up, that's when you really get into trouble and struggle to get out of zones, and that's when you get bogged down. Next one here is off a face-off. So this is going to be more heavy pressure on F1, and this is going to be just a simple bump reverse play. So again, 3 is going to shoulder check here, and what we try to teach our D at the high school is 22 is our D2, I guess. He's the D that's not picking up this puck. He needs to communicate what he wants 3 in white to do. A great play that I recommend to all of our youth teams is a bump reverse. So usually teams will send a F1 hard and their F2 will struggle to really cause havoc in there. It just takes a lot of skating ability and a lot of effort to get there. So if we have one F1 hard on us, picking up this puck and executing a simple bump into space on a reverse allows us to get out. I would practice this as much as I could, just getting used to the timing of it and the skills associated with it, to be honest, because it seems simple, but it's difficult to execute. And we work on it all the time at the high school. All right, this one is a great play by 8 in white here. He's going to shoulder check both of these red players, and he's going to notice that they are trying to take away a wrap. A lot of times with heavy pressure, defensemen, as you know, will just wrap either the strong or the weak side. And because he shoulder checks that they are actually not going to pressure him, he's able to cut this up ice and get into the middle. So he's going to look both ways. He's going to realize he's got room to cut up, and it's an easy out. All right, pass doesn't work out here. It's going to result in a dump. So this one is really important on low center support. So our center does a really good job 26 in white here is following this play. He's anticipating that our D is going to make this play up to 24, and then our low center support is going to be in a position to be an option on second pass. Now, what happens is the red player is going to make a great hit on our 5 in white. Because 26 in white is close and has that low center support, he's able to jump on that loose puck and break it out himself. And then he's going to do 26 in white stuff. All right, a couple more here. This one's going to be a principle of kind of like a weak side release. So what 22 is going to do is he's going to try to retrieve this puck. In my opinion, he makes a wrong read here on trying to turn this up himself to the strong side. I'd like to see him just try to use the net here and pick up this puck and maybe hit 19 on a tape-to-tape pass. You don't always make the right read, so he's going to try to turn this up. He's going to get into sort of like a board battle or puck battle. But when he gets here, he knows he has to get this puck out of the corner. Now, what a lot of defensemen will do when they try to get it out of the corner is they're going to shove this puck up the strong side. That is the last thing we want to do in this situation. I'd rather have the D just eat the puck in the corner and we can get into our D zone coverage. But he makes a great read here and he actually just releases it to the weak side. Now, if 19 is more of an essential position, even releasing the puck to the weak side is fine because 19 over here, the weak side wing, is going to be in a 50-50 race with this weak side defenseman. It just happens in this clip that he's actually anticipating this wrap, so it's an easy out. But a weak side release on a wrap is always going to be a safer play, even if you are feeding the point. Let's say this red defenseman's waiting for a weak side wrap. If our 19 is in more of a centralized location, he's going to be able to get there and get in shot lane, and it's not going to be as big of a threat as forcing this puck up the strong side. So number one principle, we want to get this puck out of the corner as quickly as possible in order to get out. If we don't have a clean option, I like wrapping the weak side wall in order to either get into a 50-50 race, or in this instance, we have a player there for an easy out. All right, last one. So this is going to kind of be like red came in with possession. We're kind of in our D zone structure. But the principle on this one is our winger, again, it's 19 in white, is going to make a downhill play on this puck, and then he's going to be able to exit on the weak side. I think not often enough in youth hockey, we are telling our wingers to go downhill and receiving pucks. I think it's always, stick up ice, always trying to make plays. But the reality is, in youth hockey especially, most teams' defensemen are going to pinch down on the wall. So being able to go downhill is going to allow you to have some space. It's going to allow you to get to the middle of the ice, which is going to open up options into the middle, into your center, or on the weak side wing, which is what happens here. So this is what I call just going downhill into the middle of the ice for a clean out. Just want to watch that one just one more time. So he's going to skate into the puck, downhill, and hit the weak side wing. All right, that's it for the clips today. We will see you tomorrow night. We're going to work on the skills associated with this stuff and also do some teaching with the kids on these principles. So again, have a great Sunday night, and we will see you tomorrow at Monday Night Skills. Thanks.